Hey guys, so I headed back to the flea market last weekend. I usually only go once a month just because it's an hour away. And you know how it is, like sometimes you have the money, sometimes you don't, and sometimes I just don't feel like getting up that early and driving an hour in the morning, especially on the weekend. So I got the spy camera glasses working, as you can obviously see. I decided to go back. Kirby's got really tough hours right now working at her new job. So I decided to let her sleep in, and I actually took my mother and father on this trip with me. I figured it would be a free ride. I had to wind up driving my father's truck there anyway. But let's take a look and see all the cool stuff that we find. Is that guy from Mega Man? So one of the first tables I got to, this woman had the Dance Dance Mario mix, and I saw the box. I was interested. I asked her about it right away. She wanted $35 for it. You know, I can't justify spending $35 on it. If a GameCube were in it, sure, $35 I'd jump on it. The box looked nice, the game was in it, the pad was in it, but I just not for $35. Then I asked about the games, all PlayStation 2 and original Xbox games. Nothing great that would jump out at you. She said $7 or $8 each, and if I bought a bunch, she'd make me a deal. Even that was, you know, not for me. Over here, this is, I guess, a storage unit buyer, but they are always on their phone, and it's kind of deceiving because they're an older couple, so you think that, you know, they'd be giving better deals, but they're always on their phone, and everything is priced out. Right here you can see an XL DS, it was $70. The Game Boy SP is like $55. There's a DS there with no stylus, it was like $40. I've seen this table, I've even seen them last year, this couple. They usually stay in the same spot. Over here, a couple of Atari games, Genesis, some NES games. I even take a look at this one. I didn't recognize the label at first, and it was just like a bunch of games all together. Nothing, I don't have it, but I wasn't really interested just because I was looking at all the prices. I didn't even want to ask on anything that didn't have a sticker on it. You see the zapper there for Sega Master System. I asked on that last week, and she was looking for $75, and it had no hookups. Wasn't really impressed. Some interesting stuff, but meh. Now here's another table that I see her every time. She's always in the same spot. She's on one of the main corners. She always has games, but it always seems like the baskets have been picked through. And I get there pretty early, but I know a lot of these people are like professional flea marketers. So there's other Wednesday, Thursday, Friday places that they go to, and I think I've seen the guy that sells tools at a couple of them too. During the summer I can go out on different days. Today, she's always got cool systems too, and believe it or not, this is the second ColecoVision that I've seen her have. So she's just unwrapping it for me here, and something that I like about her, you'll see in a second, everything that she pays for the games or the systems, she writes it down like her own receipt. And this one, I think we could see it like so you'll see what she pays for it, and she asks for 40. Look if you could see it. She paid $30 for it, and she's gonna make she's asking me for 40, and so she's trying to make $10 off of it. It's got they're Coleco controllers, but they're not the black ones like the first one that I have, and it came with 7 ColecoVision games, $40 altogether bagged up. I just had to jump on it. I said yes because I know some people that want an original ColecoVision, and even with those controllers I think it would be an easy trade slash sale.
There you go.
Couple of games on the side here. All PlayStation 3 stuff. He wanted $10 each. Nothing that really jumped out at me. This table, I've seen this guy a few times last year, and I think he's another storage locker buyer. He had a couple of NES games. I think there was some Game Boy Advance stuff in the back. Over here, a box, 2 Coleco styled paddles, and it had a bunch of Coleco games on it. And you'll see in a minute, he's got a couple of other boxed items. Nothing but Mario and Duck Hunt combos. Over there you see boxing, and I think that was Super Mario World 2 on the Game Boy. Right here there's some boxed Atari games, and I looked at these for a pretty long minute. I thought about it. He was asking $5 a game, but I wasn't sure because again, like my French isn't the greatest. Like I know enough to get by, but I know he was asking 5 for the other games. Probably could have got these for 5 each if I asked to, but really, even with the box, there wasn't anything that I really needed or really wanted. You can see it's all like carnival and boxing, skiing. I should have looked at it longer for you guys. There's asteroids, street racer, baseball. Boxes weren't in horde condition, considering like that they're 40 years old now. Then over on this side, a bunch of Game Boy Advance games. Third-party NES controller back there. Another box of Dance Dance Revolution. This is the box I was talking about that came with the GameCube in it, but obviously that one didn't have it either.
Okay. Atari games in the
Just
box
noticed that I
too.
turn my head a lot when I'm looking around at games. Takes the camera a second to focus or
How to play croquet.
just to get a good look. Yeah, see, that one was the Beat Pad by Mad Catz. That one didn't have a GameCube in it, sorry. This is the one thing that I saw that I wanted to grab right away. Nightmare Before Christmas. You always got to make sure that it's in there. I've been lucky enough never to buy an empty box, but I've heard horror stories from other people. So I was just asked out there, he's telling me $5. So I just take a quick look around again. I thought about that Terminator, Tetris 2, but you know, for $5, it's not something that I'm gonna really pay. Like I like to pay $2 for a Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy game. So I wound up grabbing, you'll see it in a second here, at Mario World 2, which is a really good game for the Game Boy. And then just paying for the games. Ooh, a red SP. Should have grabbed that too. Go back in time. Here's another good spot to look. It's one of those storage hunter people. There's always 2 or 3 people working there. Everything's in boxes and in rows, and you can always tell because they've usually got a big U-Haul truck, often with their logo on it. But you know, you can waste a lot of time in there, but I have found good things when there's not a lot of other sellers. It's always something cool to check out, but you can see like there's a lineup of people. Over here, just those plug-and plays. I do have, like, the Venture one isn't that bad for the Intellivision. Then here's just a bunch of old cameras. My brother is an iron worker apprentice, and he's a reporter for the local newspaper. And this is right before his birthday, so my father and I were trying to think of, you know, like, different gifts. So we were looking at vintage cameras, maybe something cool to put on his desk. And then my father got distracted because he saw binoculars. He wants binoculars because he's the safety inspector, one of the bosses on the bridge job. Something that you see at every flea market, everywhere you go, tools, 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 tools. And I've got nothing against tools, you know, it's always good to have a good ratchet set, especially for a good price. But it's always wrenches, ratchets, and really old drill bits. I don't know, or planers, like really warped planers. I don't know who comes to the flea market thinking, you know, today's the day I'm going to sell all my crappy drill bits. There's some more weather-worn games. I looked through them in a second. Poor Xbox, original Xbox, they're kind of like anchors right now. I was a fan of the original Xbox. There's a lot of great titles on it, really fun, but people at the flea market just don't know how to price them, and I don't know, they always ask for like 40-50 bucks. There's Link's crossbow trainer. The peripheral wasn't around. A couple of PlayStation 2 games, Super Bust a Move 2. Taped up so I couldn't open it. Shook it, you could hear it. Well, I could hear the disc was in it at least. You can't hear the book. At least I can't. Looking around. Again, pick through multiple times. There's like sports games, Guitar Hero games, and you always see NHL games. Luckily for me, I like to collect all the NHL games on the Super and on the Genesis. Bunch of little Einsteins in there too. You always gotta check though, especially for titles that you don't have or something more obscure. Someone kept a plate full of beer caps with all NHL logos on it. More PlayStation 2 games. SeaWorld. That's pretty cool. And again, like with all these titles, even like when they are sports titles, they're not like the most desired game. Like it's always sad to see like these are gonna be out here for years and they're just gonna get more weather worn, sun damaged. And some of these hardcore, all-the-time flea market people, like they'll leave their stuff out like in light drizzle, and they don't really care. This guy's buying some license plates. Guess if that's your thing. The last thing I want to show you guys, there's a whole inside of the flea market too, which is about the same size as the outdoors. You really have to give it like 4 or 5 hours if you want to do everything, but I just wanted to show you guys this one store. Like, they know what they have, and they know they're like charging pretty much top dollar for it, but just to see everything together, like look, there's an Earthbound, a boxed Earthbound, there's all the Mega Mans, they have like, you know, like the Donkey Kong countries, all the new stuff. Over here you see some more titles, like all the Mario parties. I grabbed one of their cards just so I can check them out on Facebook too, like Mega Man Legends. Come over here, they have like, they sell like all the pop final figures too. There's some Contras, there's their name, Star Games, and they just got displays, boxes of everything, like a boxed Rob. Come over here, they had that Nintendo Player's Guide book, and everything is priced accordingly. Like, they're looking to get top dollar off their stuff. Everything's in really nice condition, like as near mint as possible. But here too, everything's in rows. Like the bottom row of games to start are $10 games, and there's nothing that you would want to spend $10 on in this row. And believe me, like I've looked through before, like I just wanted to come back with the Spy Glasses cameras just so you guys could see that they do have the Earthbounds and the little Samsons and everything. But again, they know what they have. You're not getting a deal in here. And this is one of the inside stores. They will not haggle. Like, I come in to look, but it's not worth asking. And when you do, you kind of feel like, you know, like punching someone's face. But really, like, again, like, really nice stuff. Everything's clean. Like, even that, like, Conker's $100. I'm not paying $100 for Conker's. Come on. Just had to look through everything again. You know, like, see, like, even, like, Bubble, Ghost and Goblins, those are, like, $40 cards to them. The Zeldas are $45. Like, that's, it's too much. Like, again, they've got nice stuff, like Bubble 2. So, here's everything that I picked up that day at the flea market. I believe it was a Sunday. Not that it really matters. Super Bust a Move on the PlayStation 2. Picked it up for $5. The disc looks great, but no manual. I also picked up the box Nightmare Before Christmas. Game's in good condition, and it came with the manual and the Game Boy write-up. I picked up 2 Zeldas, the 4 Swords. One is a knockoff for a upcoming video. I also picked up on the Game Boy Super Mario 2, the 6 golden coins. Excellent game. For $5, I picked up a Quick Shot Turbo joystick for the NES. Really, really good. And finally, for $40, I picked up that KolecoVision with the 7 games. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, guys. Thumbs up this video, and if you're new, make sweet love to that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.